When you think of an owl, what comes to mind? Is it the wise old professor perched on a branch, spectacles on its beak? Or is it something more unsettling? A silent shadow in the dead of night, its chilling call echoing through a dark forest. For centuries, the owl has occupied a fascinating, dual role in the human imagination, perched right on the line between wisdom and darkness. Today, we're going to explore this incredible creature, peeling back the layers of myth and legend to reveal the real bird behind the folklore. Let's start with the basics. Owls are part of the order Strigiformes, and there are over 200 species found all over the world, on every continent except Antarctica. From the giant Eurasian eagle owl to the tiny elf owl, they've adapted to nearly every habitat imaginable. What truly sets them apart are their incredible adaptations for nocturnal hunting. First, their eyes. Those enormous, forward-facing eyes aren't just for show. They are fixed in their sockets, which is why an owl has to turn its head so dramatically. And speaking of head turning, that myth about them spinning their heads 360 degrees. Not quite true, but they can rotate an astonishing 270 degrees in either direction thanks to extra vertebrae in their necks. This incredible flexibility allows them to scan their surroundings without moving their bodies, making them the ultimate stealth observers. Their eyes are also packed with light-sensitive cells called rods, giving them night vision that is leagues beyond our own. Then there's their hearing. An owl's hearing is its true superpower. Many species have asymmetrical ear openings, one higher than the other. This subtle difference allows them to pinpoint the exact location of a sound, like the rustle of a mouse under a foot of snow, with astonishing precision. Their flat, facial disc acts like a satellite dish, funneling sound waves directly to their ears. They can literally see with sound. And finally, silent flight. If you've ever been lucky enough to see an owl fly, you'll know it's an almost ghostly experience. They make virtually no noise. This is thanks to special serrations on the leading edge of their primary feathers, which break up the turbulence that causes the whooshing sound of most birds' wings. This silence allows them to sneak up on their prey completely undetected. They are the ninjas of the night sky. With these incredible abilities, it's no wonder that owls have become powerful symbols in human culture. Let's travel back to ancient Greece. Here, the owl was the companion of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, warfare, and strategy. The little owl, or Athene Noctua, was revered. Its image was even stamped on Athenian silver coins, the owls, which became a symbol of wealth and intelligence. To see an owl was considered a good omen, a sign that Athena was watching over you. This association with wisdom has stuck with the owl through the ages, leading to the familiar image of the wise old owl in stories and cartoons. But as we move through history and across cultures, the owl's reputation takes a much darker turn. In many societies, the owl's nocturnal nature, its eerie, often human-sounding calls, and its silent, ghostly flight linked it to the night, and by extension, to death and the supernatural. In ancient Rome, the screech of an owl was a terrible omen foretelling death or disaster. It's said that the deaths of several Roman emperors, including Julius Caesar and Augustus, were preceded by the hoot of an owl. Pliny the Elder described it as a funereal bird, a monster of the night. This fear wasn't unique to the Romans. Across many cultures in Africa, the Americas, and the Middle East, owls were seen as harbingers of doom, messengers from the underworld, or even shape-shifting witches. The Apache people believed that dreaming of an owl signified approaching death. In some traditions, the owl's call was a warning that a spirit was nearby. Its association with darkness made it a symbol of sorcery and malevolent forces. Think about it. You're walking through a forest at night, everything is quiet, and suddenly you hear a piercing shriek from the darkness above. It's easy to see how these legends were born. This duality is what makes the owl so captivating. How can one creature be both a symbol of profound wisdom and a harbinger of pure terror? It really depends on your perspective. Do you see the night as a time of quiet contemplation and hidden knowledge, or as a realm of fear and the unknown? The owl embodies both. Let's look at some specific examples. In Japan, owls are generally seen as lucky. The word for owl, fukuro, can be written with characters that mean luck to come or protection from hardship. Owl charms are popular gifts meant to bring good fortune. Contrast this with parts of rural Italy, where the call of an owl near a sick person's house is still considered a sign that death is imminent. In English folklore, the barn owl, with its white, heart-shaped face and silent flight, was often called the ghost owl or demon owl. Yet, the poet Edward Thomas wrote of the owl's call as a sound that was at once mysterious and homely. Shakespeare used owls to great effect, often as omens of chaos and death, like in Macbeth, where an owl's shriek accompanies the murder of King Duncan. Even in modern times, this split personality persists. We have Hedwig from Harry Potter, a symbol of loyalty, intelligence, and a magical link between two worlds. Then we have the unsettling owls from the TV series Twin Peaks, whose appearance signals that the owls are not what they seem, hinting at a dark, supernatural underbelly to the town. So, the owl isn't just a bird. It's a mirror reflecting our own relationship with the world, especially with the parts of it we can't see. It represents the wisdom that can be found in darkness and silence, but also the primal fear of the unknown that the night can stir within us. Unfortunately, these magnificent birds face serious threats in the real world. Habitat loss is the biggest danger. As forests are cleared for agriculture and development, owls lose the places they need to nest and hunt. Rodenticides, the poisons people use to kill mice and rats, are also a huge problem. When an owl eats a poisoned rodent, it gets poisoned too. This is called secondary poisoning, and it's a silent killer for many birds of prey. Collisions with vehicles and power lines also take a heavy toll, but there is hope. Conservation efforts are underway around the world to protect owl habitats. Organizations are working to create nest box programs, reforest areas, and educate the public about the dangers of rodenticides. You can help, too. If you have a backyard, consider letting it be a little wild to provide habitat for small animals. Avoid using poisons for pest control. There are many safer alternatives. Supporting local wildlife rehabilitation centers is another great way to make a difference. These places do incredible work caring for injured owls and other animals with the goal of returning them to the wild. The next time you hear an owl's call in the night, stop and listen. Don't think of it as an omen of doom or a simple bird call. Think of everything it represents, the incredible evolutionary adaptations for a life in the dark, the centuries of human fascination, the symbol of wisdom, the echo of ancient fears. It's a reminder that the world is full of wonder, mystery, and creatures that are so much more than they seem. The owl teaches us that sometimes you have to look into the darkness to find the light of true understanding. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the world of the owl. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the natural world. Let me know in the comments what you think of when you hear an owl. See you next time.